Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another single song reaction here. I, again, have my awesome cousin Cody Musilek with me.
Hello.
Can have our names pop up here. And it's now his turn to show me something. So what are we going to be listening to?
So I have it here. We are going to listen to Laura Branigan's Gloria.
Okay.
So there's the album cover, probably the worst album cover of all time.
No, there's no way it could be worse than that Carly Simon one where her mouth looks so enormously she could eat a horse. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Carly Simon.
Her hands, or she's like...
No, it's just
like they took a pop... Oh, wait, no.
It's just her face on the front, and she's going, here! It's like the most horrifying thing in the world.
I'm thinking of the Carly Simon one where it looks like a paparazzi photo of her like walking down the street.
Oh, no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, Okay, so that's interesting. It does make her arms look incredibly long because her pants go way up really high.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the full album you have here.
Yeah. And I don't know... I'll be curious to know if you've heard this.
Oh, hold on. We didn't do this last time. Look, let's take the thumbnail photo.
Oh, sure.
Okay, good. I've never done that in a video before. That's the first time I've ever done it.
Oh, just imagine the views you'll get now.
I have to scrum through the video
to find one where you're
find anything
smiling.
where people are smiling or looking stupid or whatever. And and I'm like, why don't we just do what every other YouTube channel on the planet does,
right? And
just pose for one, you stupid idiot. Okay, so I don't know anything about this person at all.
So yeah, Laura Branigan. She had a few albums. I know you will know "Self Control" by her, because that was on the Vice City soundtrack.
Okay.
That's like you give yourself control.
Oh, self-control. Yep.
However that goes.
Yep.
So that's a good one. I like that one. This one I think is better. This was a much bigger hit for her.
Okay.
You might know it.
So, produced by Jack White.
Oh, there you go. In infancy.
Yeah, when he was like a babe.
Or I guess this might have been like late 80s. So
I don't care. It wasn't Jack White. This is a different Jack White.
Who knows?
But yeah.
So we just found out as we were looking up the
82
song.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Early 80s.
I guess that makes sense. This was her first album, and I have her other album too. She died young. I want to say in the 80s or 90s.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah.
So it was three of all the albums she released, just three of them? Or?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyway.
Three or four. So this was a hit on the radio. I don't know if it was number one or what, but as we found out, it was on the soundtrack to Vice City Stories, which I never played.
But I did.
But you did. So there's a very good chance that you'll probably know this.
Right. However, just because I heard it, and it is funny, and I've talked about it on my channel before. Oh, I guess I didn't. Well, whatever. I've talked about on my channel before, like that video game soundtracks and movie soundtracks in general were a very big way that I got into certain music growing up. Mm-hmm. And because you're a gamer, and anyone watching this knows, when you play a game, like you hear the music enough that it does become part of the experience.
Yeah, it's fits the vibe of the game, and you can't separate it from
right.
that.
And so I don't know if Vice City Stories was way shorter of a game than Vice City, but I do remember playing it a lot. And I remember liking the game a lot too, because that was the only game that they ever created a vehicle that you could drive and fly in. They had a go-kart with helicopter wings on top of it. It was the thing you got at the end of the game for beating the game. Cool. And so it was stupid though. After you beat the game, they loaded it on this like balcony of this like hotel, but there was like a roof above it. So you had to like really carefully maneuver it out. And then it would only spawn there.
That sounds about
So you had to go up to it, hover it out over the thing, and then you could drive it around the streets as like a really cool go-kart.
Yeah.
And then you just push a button and it switched to helicopter mode. And to my knowledge, I'm sure in Grand Theft Auto 5 Online they have vehicles that you can fly a car and then like drop.
Right. Yeah.
But before GTA 5,
at the time,
that was like a really big deal. So that's what I remember from Vice City Stories. Also, you were a cop in that game, so that's the only Grand Theft Auto game where your protagonist is literally a good guy the entire time, and you're trying to like capture areas of the city back from gangs and stuff, and you could also do real estate stuff in that game. That was a big thing in that time.
Well, that was in Vice City too.
Not the way this was, as far as I remember.
Okay.
Because you're right, that was in Vice City, but in this game, what you do is, because in Vice City you controlled areas of the map, and then you got like money for them, I think.
No, you're thinking of San Andreas. Oh yeah, Vice City you would like buy safe houses and then they would earn money.
Right. Well, in this game, when you got an area and you could choose what business to put there.
Oh, that's cool.
So you could like pick different businesses and then you could upgrade the businesses to make them bigger as they go on. So yeah, it was
I should play that sometime.
You absolutely should. Yeah. I know if you ever get a PSP or something like that, because that's what
it's on PS2.
I know it is, but I'm just saying, like, it might be easier at this point.
Yeah, maybe.
Time to play it on a PSP. But
sure.
Anyway, okay, so
all right, on to the song.
So, Laura Branigan. We'll just listen to it and we'll see what happens. It's almost a 5-minute long song, which makes me excited.
Oh, wow.
I really like
that's
that.
Good.
So let's just give it a listen and see what happens.
It's got a great intro.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I've definitely heard this.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
But have you listened to it?
No, I haven't, for sure.
Gloria, you're always on the run now.
It's so weird to have it so synth heavy, and then when she starts singing, it's just piano and bass and drums. Like,
Somehow,
and that is a fake ass sounding keyboard piano too. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just pointing out.
I think you're headed for a breakdown.
Yeah, even I can see that.
Yeah.
Or hear that.
Yeah.
You really don't
Well, because it's too quiet, right?
Yeah.
It's too perfect.
something that he said. All the voices in your head. Calling Gloria.
Wasn't there a song from the 80s that's like physical? Isn't that
Yeah.
same? Maybe I'm getting this
Olivia
mixed up.
Newton-John, Physical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar.
Why isn't anybody calling? You don't
Dude, those synths are loud.
Yeah.
Ooh. This sort of guitar, I love it.
calling Gloria. Gloria.
Dude, I like it.
Yeah.
And it's like, Gloria is like sort of like a religious thing you think of.
I was going to bring that up.
And with them having the choir in there
chorus,
like that,
yeah.
I'm gonna turn it down a smidge because it's a little loud. But also, you can tell that this is like an 80s remaster or an 80s master.
Oh, really?
Like a modern remaster would be way more compressed and it'd be less dynamic.
Oh,
Like this sounds like something that could have been ripped off of vinyl,
yeah.
which is fine. I'm not saying that in a negative or positive way. That bass though, new wave music, just the bass player just constantly going. And he's playing octaves too, alternating octaves. That's such a stereotypical disco thing actually.
Yeah.
And it's a really dry bass tone as well. It sounds like a disco bass. But it would be mixed a lot higher in the disco song. And actually, the drums are pretty disco-y too. And being 1982, disco is still a thing.
Yeah, it was like right when it was dying.
So yeah.
Sure.
Dude, listen to that bass guy go. Can I see the... Yeah, I can.
I'm not sure I've ever listened to the album.
I would hear this and want to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was just looking to see if it... Oh, just say background vocals. A man, a man, a man, a woman, a woman, a woman, a woman. So 4 women and 3 men. Now that could be spread out across, but it sounds like just a female choir backing here.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just curious if it was just her doing the background vocals.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that.
Not a real trumpet. But again, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right. Just pointing it out.
Yeah. It's crazy to see the Flash logo there too. Like, oh man, it makes me like I want to hear the, it's
very nostalgic for us.
Yes, we'll do this in single songs too. This is a 100% fail.
Yep.
This video 100% fail. Okay.
Maybe the single version isn't as long. Maybe it doesn't fade out. I don't know.
That's true. There could have been a shorter version.
I don't know.
I'm sure it faded out. If the extended version fades out, if anything, the extended version would not fade out.
Right. Yeah.
But still, I liked that. One thing I will say is that once it got going, it really never changed.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing was we had those stabs during the chorus,
Yeah.
which was nice, and it definitely helped the chorus feel different.
Yeah.
But
it maybe could stand to be a little shorter.
I could, yeah,
Maybe
I guess.
If you just cut out.
I guess. I mean, at the end, they were doing the whole like repeated a bunch of times and then
Right.
faded out, which I'm glad that they at least let it repeat several times before they did that. Because sometimes, and if there is a single version of this, maybe they just start fading out immediately after that third chorus. But
yeah, maybe.
I will say, it felt very 80s. But like I said during the song, like there were definitely some 70s, disco-y influences in there. I could tell. Disco is known for the 4 to the floor kick, and this had that. The kick was going every measure, rather than a lot of stuff during the 80s is kick, snare, right?
Okay.
But this was kick, 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 kick with the snare on top of the every other kick, right?
Okay.
So that's very disco-y. Not that disco is the only genre to do that. I mean, all electronic music for the most part has that.
Sure, but in 82,
yeah, in 1982,
you're right on the heels of disco.
Yeah,
So.
and the bass was the thing that sounded the most disco-y, though. It was doing alternating octaves, which is the sound, which is very disco-y. And the way the bass sounded, which was very dry and very round. So I'm willing to bet all the money that I have, which is like very little, that they just plugged the bass directly in and recorded it just direct in, which is the most common way of recording a bass. But if you want the bass to sound like it has a little bit more character to it than just what we heard here, look, this is the standard stereotypical bass sound, right? Yeah. If I went to a keyboard and I played it was like the Talking Heads thing we did,
right? Yeah.
Right. If you went to a keyboard and you played the bass, like it sounds like the most generic bass sound. That's what this sounded like.
Yeah.
But you could really tell that someone was actually playing it and they were able to embellish and stuff. So, and it's not very often that I actually like that the bass is a thing that stands out to me in a song. But with this one, it definitely did. And I think one of the reasons is because it sounded so organic, which the whole song sounded organic. Like I'm pretty sure the drums were being played by someone actually. It wasn't just like someone playing on a keyboard. Which is what a lot of 80s music sort of like this became, I think, later on.
I think so.
And I think that, because a lot of bands just had like I think of the Depeche Mode, like no one in Depeche Mode played the drums, right? They all just played keyboards.
Right.
And then Martin plays guitar. So like the drums, everything you're hearing are played on keyboards. But obviously when you're in the studio, you can do different things than when you're on stage performing live and all that. So this is great. I think it was nice to have the gang vocals come in, the sort of choir part. And I do think that the whole rest of the song, she never overdubbed herself once. So it was just one track of her vocals the entire time. And then the only other vocal, at least as far as I remember, we were talking a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I listened to most of it.
I think you're right.
The rest of the time, it was just her one track. So that song would be very easy to perform live. Yeah. Right? You just have the bass player playing the bass the way a bass sounds, the drummer playing the drums the way drums sound, a guy playing a piano on an electric keyboard, and then you could just have another guy off to the side doing some synth thing going dee-dee-doo. And then if they had background vocals, that's fine. If not, the guys in the band could be shouting it, or they wouldn't even have to have those vocals.
Right, yeah.
Just the stabs of the keyboard just going do would be enough. And that just in itself, the do, like that's an iconic enough like thing. Yeah. Like not necessarily iconic like zeitgeist thing, but like I'm sure that when that was played at the shows, like people would probably going da 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 da. Like that's the song, right? Yeah, exactly. Is that part. Yep. And so the fact that they repeated it enough times that you got enough of it to not necessarily want or need more at the end of the song, I like that. Yeah. Like I said, my only real criticism would be that once the song started, after that really cool intro that had the like, that was really awesome. And it went into some like detuned stuff too, because whenever you're like swooping from one note to another, you go through pitches that aren't in the key. So there was like, which was really nice. But then the moment it started, it was pretty much the same thing the whole time. Yeah. And then the only thing they did was change it by adding certain things into it. So, but But that was nice. I would have preferred, like, I always like it when a bridge, like if the drums would have went away during the bridge of the song or something, and then they would have done something a little slower or whatever. But this song just chose to be a dance song the whole time, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So
how do you think it compares to Self-Control?
Oh, Self-Control way better.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As far, from what I remember. Now, I'm probably very, like, rose-colored glasses thinking of...
There's probably more going on in Self-Control, I think.
Yeah.
Than this one.
Yeah.
But.
And should we just listen to it?
Sure.
I don't remember. That's going to really screw us up, but that's all right. We can do it. I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to look at, the frame rate's going to go...
Oh, dear.
Which it shouldn't do that.
Could you just pull up Spotify version?
Oh, Spotify be even worse.
What? Playing something on Spotify?
For me to just even open Spotify on my computer, I'll try it.
What if you... Yeah.
I'll try it. I understand what you're saying. Like, the computer loading a YouTube video would be way more bandwidth.
I know Spotify is pretty intensive.
If you want, we can count in real time how long it takes for Spotify to actually open. I don't use the Spotify app on my computer because it's terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Are we even having internet here? Okay, stop. Everything stop. Go to Amazon, right? Reset on Amazon.
Okay.
Now go to Spotify. Actually, let's do this.
We're just going to have to buy it on Amazon and listen on there.
Spotify, what's her name? Laura?
Laura Branigan.
We'll search for Spotify Laura Branigan. Bring her page up. Which do you think is the bigger song? You think this one was?
Yeah.
Yeah? Gloria.
At least at the time it was. Who knows these days what people are listening to more.
I missed not having the In Excelsis Deo in there. I was like, that's what because it's Gloria.
Oh, yeah.
In Excelsis Deo.
It was definitely a religious feeling. And like...
The chords and stuff were.
It reminds me too of like Rosanna by Toto. Which I always thought kind of sounded like a religious
Rosanna?
song.
You're not talking about Diana.
No, that's
that'd be Rosanna.
Yeah, no. This is Rosanna.
Okay, so Self-Control.
Oh,
236 million plays. Gloria, 161 million.
The Vice City effect.
Well, or maybe that's one of the more recent. Or like, who knows? It could be. Maybe they used it in Stranger Things or something.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, Stranger Things made Metallica famous. So,
yeah.
Okay, this is Self-Control, or probably an ad.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's very nostalgic.
Yeah. I love how rockin' the guitars were in all these like electronic-y new wave sounding.
Yeah.
Is my world. Oh, I can't even sing this one, baby.
Well, he's got the lyrics up.
Well, come on. I wasn't looking at him.
Yeah, I love her vocals in this.
What the hell? Oh. That's a synth bass.
Okay.
That's not a real bass.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
It could be a combination of both, actually.
It definitely sounds different.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this album was later, probably 85, something like that.
I love the bell in the background.
Yeah.
Now, this is off a different album, huh?
Yep.
You take my self-control. So here we have like overdubby background vocals too, and not just. And also, there's just way more going on in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
You have a palm muted guitar off to one side. You have distorted, you have tom drums. Yeah, there's a lot more layering going on. It's still a simple song.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was thinking of this being a lot more intense. And what I was thinking of was, you are my obsession.
Oh.
You're my obsession.
And emotion.
Yeah.
Sure.
1984. So this is the next year.
2 years later.
Or the next album.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Must be. And then I want to say, like, it was her, I think it was mostly her only other hit.
Okay.
And then probably third album didn't sell very well.
Well, we can look and see.
years. Oh, 93.
2023, Laura Branigan live.
That can't be.
No.
That's a old concert.
Here's the Self-Control expanded.
Yeah. Huh. That's, how much longer?
So they must have remastered it in 2020.
Oh, it's the album is expanded.
Yeah, it's the whole album. Extended version of the song, which is 5 minutes and 4 seconds. The one we're listening to is 4 minutes and 6.
Okay.
There's also the edited version, which is 5 seconds shorter. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of stuff. She has a song called Satisfaction. Is that?
Could be a cover. I don't know. Oh, the Lucky One. I do know the Lucky One.
Yeah. I love these background vocals. Now, those are male backing vocals.
Yep.
Or maybe a combination.
Sounds like just one guy to me.
It's multiple takes, though. Oh! This is cool. This could be in a modern song.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like it could be a modern song.
There's a lot of yelling like that in modern songs.
Yeah, yes.
It kind of reminds me of...
You know what they call that? It's called the millennial yell.
Oh, I have heard that.
I read
years ago. I did hear that.
Maybe there was a video going around, and maybe even I even sent it to you. But it was a guy who did like this like
Mashup.
It's called the Millennium Yell, and it's in like he did like hundreds of examples of songs.
It reminds me of Tarzan Boy.
Oh sure.
Like this whole last half of the song is kind of.
That's the song it's actually Jungle Boy's theme song in AEW, right?
I don't. Totally ask me.
They do that. Oh, that one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Here,
Okay, let's
listen to
Satisfaction real quick.
Did that one fade out?
Yes. It was going to.
It's number 2.
Yeah. I love the synth bass.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of something.
Dude, I love the synths. The whip sound. I got it right too. I didn't know. I expected to go Satisfaction.
Yeah, this is not a cover of the Rolling Stones.
No. Dude, the electric guitar playing on all this 80s stuff is so underrated.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. There's like a very Depeche Mode-y, like, it's like a low male voice being played through a keyboard. That's very Depeche Mode-y.
Yeah. Do the Lucky One.
Yeah, I want to hear that
one.
You
might
too.
know that one.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking of Free Willy for some reason. Which I know that was a decade later.
This kind of music persisted into the 90s, like songs like
this.
Yes,
very much so. See the way she has her hands here, do you think she's playing a piano?
She's playing like a rock wall.
Well, but I mean, do you think that she played the piano, probably?
I think maybe...
On this album, she is not credited as playing the piano. It just says vocals.
So... I always heard that she was extremely talented, and I don't really know why. I listened to an episode of a podcast about her and like her life and death, like 5 years ago, and now I've lost all that information.
Hold on, I just have to say, I did not adjust the volume. This song is clearly one of her singles, which I know we listened to her biggest single, but this is like 6 dB louder than the last thing we listened to. So this is clearly a remastered version, remastered at a different time.
Yeah.
See, to me, when I listen to 80s music like this, it's the imperfections in her voice that make it sound 80s to me. Because nowadays, everything is so perfect.
So auto-tuned.
And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But, like, when you listen to this, there's just, like, a human quality to it. Even though everything else feels manufactured, kind of. Like, I mean, this is a little different. Like, this song has a real bass guitar, and those drums are real drums, I think. I've never heard this.
Really?
Yeah. I love the background vocals there.
It kind of reminds me of like Scandal and like The Warrior or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude,
which I love Scandal, by the way.
We could just do this for the whole hour and have a podcast episode. That's great. Okay, are we still recording? Did I start recording in the first place? Yes. 26 minutes for this single song.
No, it was a whole artist overview.
Oh, artist, yeah.
This is Laura
deep
Branigan
discography
video.
dive.
Yeah, we heard every single.
But I liked it. I think that's the kind of thing, yes. Like if I found this record in a Creative Records and I brought it home and listened to it, I would think that was like a great find.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I guess 99 cents, and these tags were used at the Lincoln Goodwill, so I got this in college about 12 years ago.
There you go. So, yeah. You know, a lot of this times when you buy stuff sight unseen and you bring it home, you're like, maybe not necessarily worth $1.
Right.
But that I would be like ecstatic to get that. So. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for watching. I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but like if you're still here, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel if this is your first time. I have all sorts of other things on my channel, so go check some of that out. If you're a big metal fan, you like Metallica, which if you're here for Laura Branigan, maybe not. I don't know. But if you're like me, you like all sorts of music, so go check out the other stuff on my channel. Cody and I also reacted to, last time he was visiting me, we reacted to Temporary Secretary, which I just can't get over. And so
you really latched onto the vocals of that, whereas for me it's the
yeah, but what kind of a like one of the most well-known respected musicians in the world goes temporary it's like he was holding his temporary secretary. Like, we're talking about Paul McCartney, the Beatle, by the way.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, if you're not hip
ever heard of him,
so he's gonna be big. So okay, but anyway, I got all sorts of fun stuff on my channel here. Go check that stuff out. Thank you very much for joining us. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll try to do some more individual songs, because I'm starting to really enjoy this, and also it doesn't take my computer 12 hours to finish rendering the video. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.